All right, we are outside in the backyard and we are grilling with Karl Benson from Cooks of Crocus Hill, and I love this idea because I need to know more about this cut of meat because I always do it wrong. So I rarely ever try to
do guys cook pork much? Do you grill pork?
Not anymore because I don't do it right.
Okay,
so you're going to teach us something here.
Here's this cut is a shoulder.
Okay.
So it's full of fat.
Okay.
And
that helps, right?
In my opinion,
yes.
It
with
means
taste and moistness,
you know, because
right?
when you do the pork chops, they get dry.
Yes.
So then you want to marinate. We always want to marinate them beforehand.
Yeah.
But when you put the marinade on, there's sugar typically in the marinade.
Right.
So when you put it on the grill, the sugar gets burned before the
meat
cut
cooks.
before the meat gets cooked. So here today we have Peterson Meats. They're out in Osceola, Wisconsin, and flies. Peterson raises a combination of Berkshire and landrace pigs, and they're outside all the time. They feed them barley and grass, and they're non-GMO, and they're super.
I love
so
that.
when you look at the meat is super pink from the Berkshire, and the landrace moms typically, they're really good mothers, where the Berkshire moms are not great mothers outside.
Okay.
So
we don't like them at all.
No, you know, they don't take care of the babies.
No, we don't like that.
So then this here is the Peterson ones are boneless.
Okay.
So they would cook more like a tenderloin.
Okay.
And these would cook more like a T-bone.
Oh, okay.
So from the regular, typical grocery store, they tend to be a little bigger. It depends on the radius, how they cut, because the shoulder is long and narrow. So if you cut it this way, you get this kind of steak, and if you cut it this way,
so go in and ask for
pork
pork steak is what you
pork
want.
Steak.
Okay.
Yep.
And I love how simple you have this because you said don't marinate it first because that's going to burn.
Yep.
So what do you have on here?
So this is just like a dry rub.
Okay.
And when you take it out, you fire up the grill.
Yep.
And that takes probably 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So the meat then comes out of the refrigerator, and you want it to come to room temp.
Okay.
Because if it's cold, then it takes longer for the interior to reach the desired temp. And then so sprinkle it with dry rub, and this is one. I like it because this particular one is a Mexican rub, and it has a little lime.
Oh.
Sort of lime, and it has a little. It's not a whole lot of heat.
Yeah.
But that lime gives you that sort of lime citrus zing to it.
I love that.
And then let it rest. Pop it on and cook it like you would a piece of beef.
Okay.
So I popped it on.
Now you say
magic of television.
Magic of television. I mean, I was going to put it in the refrigerator and take it out, but
you say turn it every couple of minutes.
Couple of minutes. There's all kinds of. If you read grilling stuff online, some camp says put it and leave it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And the other camp says turn it and turn it.
Yeah.
So I think with the pork, turning it is okay.
Because you said it cooks evenly then.
Yeah.
Just
all
if
the
you
way,
keep turning it.
all the way around the horn.
I love that.
And then when you're, say 2 or 3 minutes from done, if you think 5 minutes aside, and then you're 2 or 3 minutes from done, and then you start basting it with the sauce.
That's when you put the sauce on.
And then you get a little bit of char.
Okay.
But the sauce doesn't burn and taste, like burned acidic in your mouth. So, and then.
Do you let it rest, Karl?
I do, always.
Gotta let the meat rest.
Let me rephrase that. You want to let it rest, but I oftentimes don't have enough time to let it rest, as none of us do. But so if you think about if it's a steak on the grill or it's a turkey in the oven like Thanksgiving, as it cooks, think of it like you take a big breath.
Yeah.
And when you take the big breath, there's that interior pressure, which pushes. It wants to push the moisture to the surface.
We have about 30 seconds left.
So if you let it rest, the piece of meat goes. Think of it like it exhales.
That's creepy.
So then when you do, I know, doesn't it? Yeah.
I don't want my meat breathing.
And it tastes really good with fava beans. So, and then this is just a regular old, well, not regular, it's Wusthof knives, and they have a super sharp super slicer that's on sale at the moment.
And
very cool. Okay.
Wherever that
looks beautiful.
place called Cooks of
That
Crocus
looks
Hill.
gorgeous.
Yeah, also you can buy it online.
Do we have something coming up next? I don't even know where we are in the show. Are we at the end of the show?
We're in the sun in the
Okay.
show. Okay, so see this? It's cooked kind of medium rare.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about, the grocery store tends to be thinner.
Yeah.
Then these tend to be thicker.
Well, now I can't eat that. You touched the raw meat.
Oh, that's fine. I'll put it back on the grill.
Okay, I'll eat it.
I'll cook it up on the grill. Bobby will
I'm
eat
not a
it.
germ.
So then,
Perfect.
if these are
Bobby
cooked to
will
a
eat it.
medium, Bobby will eat it.
Right.
That's good. You and me, Bobby, we'll
I'm
whatever, head it this way.
No problem.
So then if you cook these medium rare,
Yeah.
it gives you a little more flexibility in cooking it on the grill.
Okay.
So if you say, okay, at 10 minutes, 12 minutes, you want to temp it so it's 145 degrees.
Okay.
And at 145, it's ready to eat.
It's ready to breathe.
And the nice thing about all the ready to exhale.
Exhale, sorry.
It's ready to
It's
breathe.
like taking a big breath before your yoga class.
Well, this looks
let it exhale.
delicious. We appreciate it.
So then, sprinkle it with some herbs.
I'm told we are.
We're
good to
done.
go.
We're out of-
Yes, yes.
we're out
We'll
of-
see you
we're out
2
of
more
time.
times this summer, though. You're
Yes,
going
we
to keep
will.
coming back.
Yes,
All
we
right,
will.
Karl Benson, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. I don't know what we're doing. We've got
We
a
go
commercial.
back
We'll be
there.
right back.
Okay.
There you go. That one.
It's fun in the sun.